The book of Genesis, chapter 2. Hello, my name is Eric, and I'm trying to read the entire Bible. Today is Genesis chapter 2. Yesterday, we read Genesis chapter 1, and it's talking about the creation of man as a little recap and the creation of the world. So let's jump right into it with Genesis chapter 2. Thus the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. By the seventh day, God had finished the work he had been doing. And so on the seventh day, he rested from all of his work. Then God blessed the seventh day and made it holy, because on it he rested from all the work of creating that he had done. Adam and Eve. This is the account of the heavens and the earth when they were created, when the Lord God made the earth and the heavens. Now no shrub had yet appeared on the earth, and no plant had sprung up, for the Lord God had not sent in rain down on the earth, and there was no one to work the ground, but streams came up from the earth and watered the whole surface of the ground. Then the Lord God formed a man from the dust of the ground, and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and the man became a living being. Now the Lord God had planted a garden in the east, in Eden, and there he put the man he had formed. The Lord God made all kinds of trees grow out of the ground, trees that were pleasing to the eye and good for food. In the middle of the garden were the tree of life and the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. A river watering the garden flowed from Eden. From there it was separated into four waterheads. The name of the first is Fishon. It winds through the entire land of Havilah, where there is gold. The gold of the land is good, aromatic resin, and the onyx is also there. The name of the second river is Gihon. It winds through the entire land of Cush. The name of the third river is Tigris. It runs along the east of the Asher, and the fourth river is the Euphrates. The Lord God took man and put him in the garden of Eden to work and take care of it. And the Lord God commanded the man, "You are free to eat from any tree in the garden, but you must not eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. For when you eat from it, you will certainly die." The Lord God said, "It is not good for the man to be alone. I will make a helper suitable for him." Now the Lord God had formed out of the ground of all the wild animals and all the birds in the sky. He brought them to the man to see what he would name them. And whatever the man called each living creature, that was its name. So the man gave many names to all the livestock, the birds in the sky, and the wild animals. But for Adam, no suitable helper was found. So the Lord God caused the man to fall into a deep sleep. And while he was sleeping, he took one of the man's ribs and then closed up the place with flesh. Then the Lord God made a woman from the rib that he had taken out of man, and he brought her to the man. The man said, "This is now bones of my bones, and flesh of my flesh. She shall be called woman, for she was taken out of man." This is why a man leaves his father and mother and is united to his wife, and they become one flesh. Adam and his wife were both naked, but they felt no shame. That's chapter 2 of Genesis. Now, a few of those names are hard to pronounce of the rivers, and I'm sure I got them wrong. Well, at least not the Euphrates. I know that one from that. I'm sure everyone's probably heard that song, the Euphrates River at the Euphrates River. That's besides the point. So, what this chapter is talking about is the Garden of Eden, a place where everything is perfect and there's no death, there's no suffering, and everything is made for us inside the garden. And God gave us one simple rule. We'll see how it pans out. I'm not going to get ahead. I'm sure everyone knows already, but in case you don't, we're not going to read ahead and find out what happens. But yes, so we're in the garden right now. It's Adam, and at first it was just Adam, and he was lonely, I suppose, or something along the lines of that. He needed somebody else. And so God took a piece out of him and created woman. And that to me is interesting because it's like, so many people are spending their lives trying to search for a significant other or search for somebody else. And in a way, it's like this natural yearning because there is a piece of us missing. Everybody has every man, I guess you could say, has a piece of him missing, and he's looking for that missing rib, somebody to complement him and sort of complete him. But, we don't live in the garden anymore. We don't live in the Garden of Eden. And so I don't know what to think about that. It's definitely an interesting thing. But yes, obviously we are going to yearn and we are going to, wish for something like that because we literally have a piece of us missing. God literally said that. And so that's interesting. But anyway, back to the Garden of Eden as a whole. I mean, it's perfect there. And God gave us one simple command. He said, you can do whatever you want here, but just do not eat the fruit of the from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. And we'll see how that turns out, but it's a very simple thing. You can have everything you want in the world. You have every single plant, every single type of wild animal. We have everything perfect here. Just do not eat from that one tree. That's all I ask, because you will surely die, he tells us. He tells us you will die if you eat from that tree. And we'll see if man listens. And yes, so that's where we're set up right now. Like I said yesterday, we talked about how everything was created. So God just created everything, and he created man in his image. And so from down the clay, from the dust we have come out of the ground, and from dust we will return. And it's humbling. It's like, yeah, this giant vast world was created for us, yes, but we don't get an ego about that because we are literally made from dust. So try not to get an ego. I know that's hard. I know that's difficult. I know that's something I struggle with too, where you're just like, well, look at everything. It's just everything here. It's made for us. So we're going to inherit the stars and own everything. But it's like, whoa, pause, wait. God gave us all of that. And actually, you are dust, and you're going to return to dust. So, try not to get an ego. But yeah, so we'll see what happens in chapter 3. I'm excited. I think we're going to live in the Garden of Eden forever, right? But we'll see what happens with that. And thank you for joining me for episode 2, where we read Genesis chapter 2. Thank you, and God bless you.